Hi, my name is Nathan and I'll be covering some of the problems that I came across when implementing the shortest path function for assignment 2. For the shortest path function, I initially tried a recursive approach which used a utility function. For this approach, I also added a distance property to the vertex class, which stores the distance from the source vertex to the current vertex. This approach worked for some cases, but failed in most. This was presumably due to issues updating the distance property of each vertex object. I then tried a different approach which used Dijkstra's algorithm. This approach worked for all cases in the assignment graph. However, when setting the vertex IDs to large values like 100, this approach would get an assertion error. This was due to the fact that I was using the vertex ID as the index when trying to access a specific cell in my vector of visited vertices. Therefore, an ID of 100 would require a vector of size 100, which was not the case since I had set the size of the vector to the number of vertices in my graph, which was 5. To solve this issue, I used the set data structure instead, simply inserting a vertex into the set once it's been visited, then using the find function to iterate over the set to determine which vertices have been visited and which have not. Furthermore, instead of using the distance property of the vertex class, I used the map data structure, with the vertex ID being used as the key value and the distance from the source vertex to the current vertex as the map value. This method was far less tedious and considerably more code efficient. Regarding the other three functions, I managed to complete them with little trouble, and thus there isn't much to discuss. Also, in terms of how my functions work, I feel as though the commenting of my code sufficiently addresses this, and therefore there is no need for me to run through it in this presentation. However, if you have any questions regarding the implementation of my functions, please feel free to contact me via email and I will happily answer them. Thank you for listening to my presentation.